What is graphic design? Well, graphic design is communication design. It is a way of conveying ideas through visual design. Graphic design is communication design. Now, don't look at it as if graphic design is a picture. I just want you to look at it as if you are trying to communicate to somebody. That is what graphic design is. Forget the picture, forget the videos, forget all of that you know graphics as. Graphics is communication. You are just trying to tell somebody something, right? So if you're a boy and you're trying to toast a girl, right? There is a way you say your words, right? When you wake up early in the morning, you talk to her. You don't talk to her anyhow, right? You have to talk to her nicely so that she can perceive you as a nice guy. You have to come out as romantic so that she perceive you as a romantic guy. It's the same thing with graphics, right? You are trying to communicate to another person. You are not communicating to yourself, right? So you are trying to communicate to another person, but with different tools. Those tools is just what we call graphic design. But the whole purpose is communication. You are trying to communicate an idea to somebody. Right. Now, what is the idea? The idea means, are you trying to change their perception about something? Are you trying to make them do something? Or are you trying to educate them about something? Now, no matter what it is, whatever you're trying to communicate in graphics must achieve a purpose. Like I was trying to give us an example which you can all relate to. If a guy is trying to woo a lady, he has a goal at the end of the day. The goal is for the lady to be his woman, right? Which is the same thing in graphics. Forget your graphics. You have a goal. Your goal is to convey an idea to somebody. So the best way to define it is look at traffic signs. When you get to Lekki roundabout or what have you, or all those roundabouts that have red lights, right? Once you see red, red means what? Red means stop, right? Once you see red on a traffic sign, it means stop, which means naturally they've already conveyed an idea to you that red means stop. Now, once you see green, green means go, which means they've conveyed an idea to you that once you see this green light, it means you should go. So the fact that you actually start your engine once it's going to green and you go means they've communicated. So the goal has been achieved. But if they say green and you don't move, that means they've not communicated. That means you didn't see the message. So the whole purpose of graphic design is to communicate an idea to somebody, right? Forget the picture, like I said, forget the videos, whatever. Graphic design is just you communicating something to someone. Now, what are you trying to communicate? What are you trying to achieve? Now, if your graphics does not achieve any of those goals, you have failed, right? So what you have done is graphic design. If your graphic design doesn't achieve a particular goal, it means you have failed. So if you are trying to woo a lady and she doesn't say yes, right, it means you didn't do well enough or she didn't perceive you well enough to suit whatever she's trying to get or achieve in life, right? Same thing with graphics. If your graphics doesn't get across to somebody the way they want it to look like, you have failed. That is the whole thing. So the whole purpose of graphics is to communicate an idea. Now, the hardest part of graphics is knowing what someone wants. Same way the hardest part of winning a lady is knowing what she likes, or knowing how she will prefer you to be, or knowing what this guy will like, right? That's the same thing with graphics. The designing aspect of it is not the difficult part. It is whoever is receiving your message that matters the most. That is just graphic design. I hope that definition makes a lot of sense to us. Now that we all know what graphic design means, I will go on to the next slide. Now, can we all see the screen? The two designs
Yes,
on the
sir.
screen.
Who is preparing mango soup?
Can we let us just use like 2 minutes to look at the design properly? Can we all see the screen and look at the design properly?
I don't
Look
know.
at
She
what you're
called
looking
you.
at.
Okay, I dropped money.
Look at what, help me look at what is on the screen. Now, I'm going to dissect it. Yes. So can we all still see the screen?
Yes.
All right, good. So now I'm going to dissect these two designs for us to see what exactly I mean by conveying an idea. Now, The one on your left says, Happy Workers' Day. Let your money work for you through assets that produce cash flow. Let your money work for you through assets that produce cash flow. Happy Workers' Day. Now, this particular company, right? They are a real estate company. They sell land, they sell houses, they sell things like that. So now, number one, Happy Workers' Day. I used color green. Can we look at their logo? What's the same color of their logo? Can we see it's green?
White. Yeah.
Now, in the Happy Workers' Day, can you see that I use green too? Exactly. I'm trying to maintain a consistency, right? Now, since they are a real estate company, means they are into construction and all sorts. Now, if someone is expecting someone that is a real estate person to talk to them, right? Your message must involve things that relate to houses, you can't be a construction company and use a car for your advert. It does not work. Could it work? I don't know if you get me. You're a construction company, you're a real estate company. That is your business. You are now trying to advertise Workers' Day. You shouldn't use things like car or water bottle. That is not what you are into. You are supposed to use what you are into to depict what you are trying to say. Right? You are supposed to use what you do to depict what you say, which is why I used a worker's helmet. I'm sure we all know what that is, a worker's helmet, right?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
exactly. So, and that worker's helmet means someone that is actually working, which means the company is trying to greet all workers, including those that construct. Happy Workers' Day. So if someone looks at this message and be like, oh, okay, these guys are probably into property, right? So that's basically what this graphic is saying. Happy Workers' Day. And it depicts something that involves real estate. They are not talking about something else that doesn't relate to what they do, right? That's number one. Number two, the design on the right? It says, you buy land for pile of cash, but you buy apartment for flow of cash. Then at the bottom, we say, get an apartment today for as low as 4.5 million. Now, what this company was trying to achieve when they told me to design for them was that they don't want people to buy land anymore, right? Because their land is cheaper. Say their land is like 4.5 million, right? But their houses, no, sorry, the land that this particular apartment sits on is about 1.8 million. But for them to sell the house of one bedroom apartment to someone is 4.5, meaning they will make more money. So now they finish selling land though, but they now want people after buying land to now buy apartments. That means they should buy a house on top. Now, can you read it? It says you buy land for pile of cash, but you buy apartments for flow of cash. Now it now says get an apartment today for as low as 4.5 million. So they are not just trying to sell you land again, they are trying to sell you an apartment. Now, can you see the picture in the design? Can you see that it is showing different apartments? I don't know if you can see it. It is showing ready built apartment, meaning they are ready to sell you an apartment. Same thing I said in the first design. You should showcase whatever it is you are selling. Your message should be clear. If you are trying to marry a lady, your message should be clear. Same thing in graphic design. If you want to sell a house, please show us a house. If you are trying to sell a house, don't show us a mobile phone or don't show us a man, right? Your message needs to be as clear as possible because number one, you need to understand one thing. The reality of Nigeria, not all Nigerians are as educated as you think. That is the problem that Nigerians face when they are trying to design. Not everybody in Nigeria is as educated as you think. So your message needs to be as simple as possible. Remember that Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. Not everybody is educated. So your message needs to be as simple as possible. If you are trying to sell earpiece, please show us earpiece or show us someone that is wearing earpiece. Don't complicate matters and trying to communicate something else. Design is not difficult. It is how you communicate the idea that matters. How do you communicate the idea that matters, right? So what I did in this second design was that I tried to convince people that yes, buying land is good. right? You buy land for a pile of cash, meaning when you buy land, you get a pile of cash, yes. But if you buy apartment, you get flow of cash, meaning the cash is flowing. So it's not as if it's coming once, it is continuously flowing. That is the idea we are trying to sell to people. We are trying to sell the idea that get an apartment from us so that you get flow of cash, meaning once you buy the apartment, you can rent it out for every year. And if you rent out a house like this that probably has a swimming pool or something, people will pay like 800K per year, meaning in 5 years you have finished paying, paying for the investment into the apartment, and you start gaining more money. That's what they mean by flow of cash. Now that's the idea they were trying to sell. I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yeah.
I want to what I'm saying.
Yes.
Exactly. So you need to understand this. You need to communicate. You need to convey your idea properly. Forget how fine your design looks. You first need to convey your message as simple as possible. Convey your message so that when someone sees the message, they understand what it is you are trying to say. Convey your message properly. Convey your message. That's the whole point. If you can convey your message, graphic design becomes easy. From looking at this now, someone knows that, okay, fine, I want them to buy an apartment for 4.5 million. Looking at the Happy Workers Day, someone already knows that I'm wishing people Happy Workers Day. They don't need to be looking for the message up and down. There are some designs that you see. Ordinarily, the phone number of the person you're supposed to call, you'll be looking for it and it will be very difficult. That is wrong. If you know that your design, you are trying to get people to call a particular phone number, you need to make that phone number clear, right? Same way, so I'm so sorry, but I like to use a man win a woman because that's the best way to communicate graphic design to people. Now, as I was saying, if a guy is trying to get a girl's number, you need to make yourself clear. You don't beat around the bush saying different jargons. You need to let her know that you need this number. If not, you are not getting anything. Also, if you are trying to sell an apartment with design, you need to let people know how much it is and what they need to do. I don't know if I'm communicating. So you need to make your message clear, how it is you want the message to be. That's the whole definition of graphic design. Now, what are the elements of design? The elements of design means what are the things you use while you are designing. Basically, the things that we use inside design are not plenty. They are no more than these 6. There are 6 of them. Number 1, line. Number 2, shape. Number 3, color. Number 4, typography. Typography means text, as in the text, the wordings on the design. Number 5, size. And number 6, space. Now, I'm going to go back to the design so that I can explain which of these elements and how it is inside the design for us. Now, number 1 says line. Now, can we all go back to, can we see the screen now? Can you see that line that is beside you buy land for a pile of cash? Can we see the gray thin line? Hello, everybody. Can we see that line?
Yes.
Aha.
Yes.
Now, that's an example of a line. Now, you can have a straight line, you can have a flat line, you can have an horizontal line, you can have a vertical line, you can have a long line, you can have no line. You don't need to have a line in your design. If you want your design to have a line, you can do it, right? If you can see the design on the left, there is no line. Okay, there's a line actually, love, peace, and cash flow at the left bottom. So there's a small line.
Okay.
So now, lines help to support your design. So just to add a little effigy to the design, right? It's just for that's what lines are for. Sometimes it's not just for effigy, sometimes it's the major part of your design. Like the same way a line is not that obvious in the first design, is the same way a line is very, very obvious in the second one because I use it to align my text. Now, that those are different kinds of line. Number 2 is shape. Now, shape is basically our triangle, rectangle, circle, square, any kind of shape that you know, right? That's basically what we know as a shape. Now, This whole design itself, can we see the square? The space that the design on, that's what we call a shape. That's the first thing in your design. That's what we need to first understand. The place you first start designing is always empty. When you want to start designing, it's always an empty space, right? So that space alone is called space, or you can call it a shape because it's actually a rectangle or a square. Now, from the left design, you can obviously see the white square. Now, that's a shape. Can we see the place where I put the logo? Can we see this place where I put the logo?
Yes.
Now, this is
Yes,
also
yes.
a shape. This is also a shape. Now, a shape is mostly a container, meaning there's something you put inside of it. In graphic design, a shape is mostly a container, meaning I'm sure we all have all these Milo container and all of that inside our kitchen. They contain something, you put something inside. Also look at this other shape too. Can we see this one where I put the for as low as 4.5 million? Now, this is also a shape. Usually you put something inside a shape, it is supposed to hold an information. That's the point of a shape. It's supposed to hold an information. So you can have a rectangle, a circle, a square, whatever shape it is, right? So all the software that we use, they have all the different shapes. So how you want to use the shape, you will then determine that by yourself. Number 3, it says color. Number 3 is color. Now, color is see, color is the most important part of design because color brings life, right? Color brings life. I'm sure we all knew that there was black and white television before, but we've moved on from black and white to color television, and everything seems more beautiful. Color makes things beautiful. If you don't have color in your design, it will not be beautiful. Now, let's go back to the design. Can we all see the different kinds of colors I use? Green, gray, white, blue, red, orange. But here's the thing. You don't do color blocking for design. Your design has to have a color flow. It needs to have a color flow. That color flow means you need to know which is more important. Now, in this design now, the colors that are more obvious are color green, red, right? Can we all see it? The colors that are the most striking and the most important right now are the colors red, green, and yellow. Am I right or wrong?
You're right, sir.
The
Yeah, you are
colors
right.
that you see without reading anything, the colors that you can see. You don't read the design, oh. Just look at it. The first colors you see are green, red, and yellow. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
that shows you how you communicate an idea to somebody. The colors will help you communicate an idea. The red shape in the for as low as 4.5 million, I made it red so that people can understand that that's the price of the product. It is supposed to drive people's attention to that point, right? Now, for the workers' day, workers' day is important. That is why I made it green, right? Can you see let your money work for you? Can you see black? Sorry, gray. Because it is not as important as happy workers' day. So I had to make any color that is more striking, any color that is more, you need to make it obvious so that you can communicate the idea better. Any message that is more important, whatever is more important, you need to make it a color, right? Same way in our house. Now, let me give us an example. I'm sure we all have younger ones, or if you don't. Now, if your mom wants to call, let's say there are two people in the house, Toby and Sheung. Those are two people in a particular house, two boys, Toby and Sheung. And their mom wants to call Sheung, and they are both downstairs playing game. Now, if she just calls from upstairs and says, come upstairs, won't the two of them go? She did not mention any name.
Yes, they will.
She just said, come upstairs, right? The two of them will go upstairs,
Yes.
right? But once the
Yeah.
woman says, Sheung, come upstairs, will Toby need to go upstairs?
No.
Exactly. So now the fact that she added Sheung, come upstairs, that Sheung is what you are going to put it in color red. I don't know if I'm communicating, because Sheung is the important part, because it's not just for anybody to come upstairs. You want Sheung to come upstairs. Same way this design, I want someone to buy it for 4.5 million. That is why it is in color red. So this my color red is Sheun in this situation, right? So Sheun come upstairs. This 4.5 million in red is my Sheun, and I want Sheun to actually come upstairs, meaning I want Sheun to come and buy my products for 4.5 million. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, it does.
Exactly. So that's the logic behind it. So I don't know if you get me. So you need to understand how to frame a message to pass it across to someone, because if it doesn't communicate, it is not making sense. If you tell your two children that come upstairs and you don't say Sheon, two of them will come upstairs. You will not have to tell one of them, Toby, it's not you I'm talking to. Toby, go back downstairs. Right? But for your message to be clear, you need to be clear. Sheun, come upstairs, or Sheun, buy my products for 4.5 million. Now, is that clear, please?
Yes.
All right, good. Moving on, typography. Now, typography, like I said, is wordings on your design, general wordings on your design. What are you trying to say? Now, what is my typography in this design? All the things I wrote there that you can read. Anything that is on a design that you can read with your two korokoro eyes and your brain is what they call typography. Happy Workers' Day. Let your money work for you. Love, peace, and cash flow. Whip Africa. You buy land for pile of cash. Blah, 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 blah. All the text is called typography. And how do you get typography? You use fonts. Now, there are different fonts on our system. How many of us know what we call fonts?
Yeah, we know.
I do.
Exactly. So when you're in Microsoft Word and you're choosing Times New Roman, you're choosing Arial Black, those are fonts. Those are what you use for typography. Now, there are different kind of fonts. In fact, there are over 1 billion fonts in the world. I'm sure, I don't know if we all know this, but there are people that design fonts for a living. They basically draw all these texts that we are using to type anything. That's their own job, right? So there are fonts that come with your laptop, right? But between you and I, this is graphics class. Please, I'm going to beg you. You see all those fonts down your system, right? You are going to need to forget about them, because they are the most basic fonts and everybody is overused to them. So I'm going to share a website with us during the course of this training, where you can download more fonts. I don't know if you all know it, but you can download more fonts onto your system, more beautiful fonts that will give you more style, that will give you more, if you are trying to communicate something and you need that extra little something, those are the fonts you need to download. So we are going to be downloading new fonts to help our designs. Like, for example, now for wedding, I'm sure we all know there's a kind of font they use for wedding, right?
Yes.
Now, those fonts that they use for wedding, do they look like this one that is on the screen?
No.
Exactly. Can you see now that fonts have different purposes for different industries? Different industries have their own fonts. If you are doing design for a wedding, there are a kind of fonts that you use. If you are doing fonts for school education, how many of us have done our university project here?
Me. I have. Yes.
I
So
have.
Yes.
you remember that Times New Roman is for education. How many of
Yeah.
us
Times New size 12.
Times New Roman size 12 double line spacing? Who remembers?
Yeah, I
Yes.
do.
I
Exactly.
remember.
Now, can we all agree now that typography is by industry? There is typography for wedding, there is typography for education. I don't know if you get the idea now. If you are in oil and gas, there is typography for it. If you are in the fashion industry, there's typography for it. How many of us know Vogue magazine? Hello, how
I
many of
do.
us
I
know?
know both versions.
You know Vogue magazine. You know that their logo,
Yes.
that their unique logo. You know how it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Now, those are the kind of type fonts that they use for fashion. So does that Vogue magazine font, does it look like this one that is on the screen?
No.
Exactly. So you can see now there are different kinds of fonts that serve different purposes for different industries. So I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. Can you see that we are already designing without even designing yet? Because we are already knowing that, okay, fine. If I'm selling pop-off and akara, there's a kind of font for it. If I'm selling clothes, there's a kind of font for it. If I'm selling real estate, there's a kind of font for it. If I'm selling education, there's a kind of font for it. Now, all of these decisions are decisions you need to make before you even start designing. The fact that you know that you are trying to sell a clothes means you need to go and look for fonts that are in the fashion industry before you even start designing. You shouldn't start, you should prepare first. Prepare the table first. If you are trying to cook in the kitchen, you need to first buy your tomato, buy everything, blend it, make sure the Maggi is on the table. That's the same thing with graphics. You need to know, okay, fine. What industry am I trying to design for? Is it education? Is it fashion? Is it banking? Is it this one? Once you know all of that, you will start identifying, okay, what kind of pictures do they use in this industry? What kind of colors? Like now, for bank now, banks use green, red, and blue. I don't know if you know that. Banks usually is green, red, and blue. Fidelity blank, green and blue. UBA, red. Keystone Bank, blue. First Bank, blue. I don't know if you are seeing uh, the the sequence. Does everybody understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Those are the kind of
Yes.
colors they use in that industry. Those are the research you need to do before you even go into designing at all. You will now write it down. Okay, fine. Oh, I'm trying to design something for a bank. They usually use blue, red, and orange. Those are the colors I'm going to use. Okay. Now, what fonts do they use? You write it down. Bam, bam, bam. You will now start filling all those gaps. Once you fill in all the elements of design, then you are ready to actually go into design. I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yes.
Now, the next one is size. Size means how big is something, how small is something. How big is something, how small is something. Which is something the lady told us just now that Times New Roman size 12. That size 12 is what we mean by size. How big is your line? How big is your shape? How big is your typography? And how big is your space? Those are the question for number 5. Now, can we all see the white space in the first design? Sorry, the Happy Workers Day. Can we see that it's bigger than Let Your Money Work for You?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. That is the function of size. Why is that? Because Happy Workers Day is more important than Let Your Money Work for You, right? So you need to know what is important and make it bigger. Same way I said, Sheun, come upstairs. In that situation, when a woman is talking and she say, Sheun, I'm sure we all know they always shout your name first. Then when they want to say their voice will come down.
Yes.
But they will first shout that Sheun. That Sheun needs to be shouted because it needs to be big in size.
Important.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sheun, when your mom is calling you, she will first shout Sheun. Then when she wants to say the instruction after, she will come down first.
She reduces.
Because
Yes.
Sheun is more important. So you need to know which is important, then make it bigger. Is that clear?
Yes.
Aha. Now, the last element of design is space. Space means what are the other things in your design? Space in between, like where there's nothing on it, right? Where the space where there's nothing. I'm sure we can all see the space beside all these elements that I wrote now. Can we see the whole white space? Can we see all the whole white space? Now, I purposely did this page like this so that I can explain this space for us. Now, I purposely shifted all the elements to the left so that we can see this. Now, this space on the right that we are seeing, this white space is what we call space. Now, let me go back to the design. Can you see the space in between? See, look at my mouse. Can everybody see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay, so can we see my mouse? Just look at where my mouse is. Now, all of this is what we call space. All of this is what we call space. Here too. All of this is what we call space. Why is it called space? Because there is nothing there. And why do you need space? Space helps your design to have, I don't know how to call it. You know, because sanity. Space helps give sanity to your design. If your design doesn't have space, it will be too crowded. I don't know if you can notice that these designs that you're looking at is well spaced out. There's space. Things are breathing. Do we all agree?
Yes, sir.
Because there is space for you to, like, there's space so that when you're looking at it, it's not looking as if they are slapping you left and right. You know, there are some designs you will see online. It will be as if they are slapping you. They will write so many things on it, like as if they're writing Bible. And they will say it's design. That's terrible design. Because why? It is slapping me. There's no space. Right? There's no space. There's no hierarchy. I don't know what is important. I don't know who Sheung is, and I don't know where Sheung should go upstairs. It is too crowded. Your design needs to have space. There should be enough space so that people that are even using glasses can be able to read your work properly. Have you all noticed that now, those of us that have been to secondary school, who remembers modern biology, the textbook?
I remember.
Who remembers general maths, the textbook?
Yes, yes.
Which one was fine now between the two of them? Which one was fine?
Modern biology.
It was general math.
General math.
Eh?
Modern biology.
General math.
Okay, which one was
General
easier?
math.
Which one was easier to read between modern biology and general maths textbook?
General maths.
Was mathematics. Yes.
General maths.
Who is saying maths? With all the English that they put inside that maths, it was easy. Now, if you look at the design of modern biology has enough space. The text was properly spaced out. There is a lot of breathing space, right? I don't know if you remember, but from my own remembrance, so modern biology has enough space than general maths, and I think that's why I know biology and I don't know maths. Because it was too crowded. General maths, it was as if they were slapping me with figures everywhere. English. Where there's no English, they are drawing lines. No space, no nothing. Exactly. That's the reason why I don't know maths, right? But modern biology is the reason why I'm a graphic guy today now. There was space. I read it. That's why I got A1 in biology and I got C6 in maths, right? But that is the function of design. You need to leave space. That's why Oyinbo textbooks are always finer than Nigerian textbooks. Because Oyinbo textbooks, they like to leave space. Nigerian textbooks is, how will I put it? They just keep putting things. They want to kill you with books. That's the reason why I said graphic design, you need to communicate. And you use line, shape, color, typography, size, and space. Now, like I said, I'll go over it again. Line just helps your design to have hierarchy. Shape is a container. Usually in shape, you put something inside. Now, can we see this orange rectangle on top called elements of design?
Yes.
Yes.
That is a rectangle. What did I put inside?
Element of design.
Do you understand what I mean by shape now? Shape is a container.
Yes.
You put something inside it, right? You put something inside the shape. You can put anything inside the shape. You can even put line inside the shape, right? For shape, usually you put things inside of it. Color is what gives life to a design. Color gives life to a design. Typography is the text, the wordings, and I explained to us the wordings vary per industry. The wordings vary per industry. You should know which industry you are designing for before you go ahead to design. And size, how big should something be? Like I said, Sheung, come downstairs. Sheung needs to be bigger than the rest, right? Are we together?
Yes.
Then space. How much space is in your design? How much space is in your design? How much space is in your design? That thing is very, very important. You need to have space in your design. You need to have space in your design.